I'm going to continue that series on pens I got from someone. They belonged to her father. He passed away, and these pens have been in a desk drawer for a long time. And there were two pens in there that I immediately recognized. And one of them was this one. You know what that is, right? Parker 51. I already did a review for Parker 51. That's not it, I grabbed the wrong one. Here it is. This is the one I got in Washington, D.C. with a 1.3mm nib, which was done by Greg Minuskin. This one, I think it's interesting to cover this all the same, because this one has one of the factory nibs on there. Nothing was done with that. It's a black version. They came in a lot of finishes. I had this sort of, well, burgundy version. This one is black. My old one had a matte chrome colored cap. This one has a gold cap. There were some that had a solid gold cap. I don't think this is one of them. It doesn't say so anywhere. There are some markings on it. Something like IO. It does say 2CT. 2CT R gold. R gold? Red gold? I have to look that up. 2 carat. Okay, so maybe gold plated. That's what 2 carat sort of sounds like to me. It's not extremely heavy, so that will make sense. Okay, cover the parts of the pen, tell what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I've already done this for the Greg Minuskin pen, so I think I can be brief, but you know, for those of you who haven't seen that video, has a nice little diamond on top there, which is grey. Actually has a bit of marbling to it, which is kind of nice. And you can't really see that with such a small thing, I think, but gold, fluted, so very small ribs, kind of nice. Clip, some spring to it, won't overdo it there. It is a sort of vintage pen. It says Parker, and it says the 2 carat thing, which I just read on the other side. Barrel is black, no cracks, nothing, works just fine. Section, also no cracks, just fine. I could not find any markings on how wide of a nib this is, but I would assume it's something in the fine or medium range, because that's the line width it seems to give me. Also black, of course. Metal ring there. The aromatic filler, so this is not one of those vacuumatics. It's I don't think that's called a vacuumatic, right? It's not one of the vacuum fillers. It's just a very simple an aromatic, which has the original sack installed. And I showed you those 2 pens by Hoover, which had petrified sacks. Remember that the rubber just was gone. And I think for these pens they used a different type of material. It was synthetic, I think. And those sacks, people say, they don't really deteriorate. And apparently they don't, because this has been in a desk drawer as long as the other pens. Probably with, I know there was some ink in there, because it just, when I flushed it, it was very blue. But the sack is perfect. It doesn't leak, no cracks, it's still flexible. So that's pretty cool. So to fill this, you dunk it in a bottle of ink. You press this, well, it's not really a lever, I guess, but a lever, sorry. You just push that bit of metal, sack depresses, it depresses, draws up ink. You wait for a few seconds, do it again, do it 4 times, and then you're done. You've got your pen inked up. So, very nice. The barrel says Parker, made in England, and it probably has a date code somewhere, which looks something like DS. I'm guessing DS. That's all there's to it. It's a Parker 51. The model, I know some people love it. The model of the 51 doesn't do a whole lot for me, but it's nice, and I thought it would be the nicest when I do the writing sample, to show you this and then compare it to the Greg Minuskin 1.3mm stub, just to give you an idea of the differences between those pens and the difference a retipping can make and what that could do for your pen. This was a very good condition. The nib is very smooth, very nice, so that's good. I don't think this is a full shootout, because it's the same model pen. The only thing that happened is the nib change. So I hope sort of writing sample in 2 parts like that will work out and will be useful to you. And that's all there's to it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so here we have two Parker 51s. One is retipped by Mr. Greg Minuskin. One has a nib straight from the factory. So let's have a look and let's compare these two. Okay? This is not entirely fair because the Minuskin nib is much broader, but you know, just to give you an idea. So if you were to get a Parker 51, I'll call this factory. What would we call this? Would this be a fine or a medium? I can find no markings on the pen. I assume this would be fine, but maybe medium. So I'll just put down fine medium. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not broad, but fine or medium. Bit of writing. Writing is smooth. And nice. This is 1.3 millimeter stub. So, what about wetness? That looks fairly wet. No comparison. I mean, that is really wet. It's a much broader nib, right? Flex? I'm not expecting any flex, and I'll be careful here. Best I can squeeze out. Of course, this is already much broader to start with. Best I can squeeze out. Clearly this is not really realistic, right? Because you see that the starting lines of that are much broader than the starting lines of that. Whoops, sorry, than the starting lines of that. So that's, I mean, that's clearly not entirely fair, but you know. Bit of quick writing. Check the feed. Hello. This is quick writing. Bit of quick writing here. Hello. This is quick writing 2. And no real problems. The thing is, this is an italic nib. They have a sweet spot, so if you move it a bit too much, the angling on the paper is not entirely correct, then it will skip. But that's not a problem of the pen. That's a problem of the, you know, inherent to the nib. So that's not something Greg Minuskin caused or did wrong or anything. It's just that that's how such a nib works. So, okay, we have these two things. Which one would you pick? I know what I would pick. I would pick that, and I would not pick a Factory 51. But since I got this, I mean, I got it, and I think it's a very nice pen. And that's all there's to it. So, I hope this was useful. I hope you found the comparison a bit useful to see, you know, what a customized nib can do for a pen. Any questions? Leave a comment, and that's all there's to it. So see you later. Bye bye.